We are starting off with WWE's flagship show Monday Night Raw, which is set to make its Netflix debut on January 6, 2025 with a blockbuster lineup. The episode will feature Liv Morgan defending her WWE Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley, a tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, and CM Punk squaring off against Seth Rollins in a match that promises to be historic. Amidst the anticipation, fans have been wondering about the show's runtime on Netflix. Dave Meltzer addressed this in the F4W Online Daily Update, revealing through a key player in WWE that Raw will return to its traditional 3-hour format starting in January. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer provided further clarity on the situation, noting that while Netflix's streaming platform offers WWE greater flexibility in how they present their shows, the company is still bound by existing international television contracts. These deals, which require a fixed runtime, will keep Raw airing on traditional TV networks in countries like India, Germany, the Philippines, and Japan for a few more months. Once these broadcast contracts phase out, WWE will have more freedom to adapt its programming. However, for now, the 3-hour format remains intact. This move comes on the heels of WWE's announcement that SmackDown will also expand to 3 hours beginning January 3rd, 2025, adding even more excitement to WWE's weekly schedule. What's your take on Raw sticking to 3 hours on Netflix? Share your thoughts in the comments below. After a year-long hiatus due to a debilitating ACL, MCL, and meniscus tear suffered during her December 2023 match against Asuka on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair is on the verge of making her highly anticipated return to the WWE ring. With WrestleVotes declaring her comeback imminent, excitement is building among fans eager to see what's next for the Queen. According to WrestleVotes, WWE is reportedly crafting a darker, more intense iteration of the Queen persona that Flair embodied for years. Beyond character development, WrestleVotes also hinted at Flair potentially incorporating kind of like a little Seth Rollins-esque flair in her attire to elevate this revamped persona. If Flair returns to the SmackDown brand, adopting a heel role could open the door for compelling rivalries with top stars like Bianca Belair, Bayley, Jade Cargill, currently sidelined with an injury, and Tiffany Stratton. This long-teased turn promises to reinvigorate the women's division and set the stage for high-stakes storylines. As WWE heads into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season, Flair's return couldn't come at a better time. Her star power, combined with her knack for reinvention, ensures that her re-entry will be a pivotal moment. Whether it's through an edgier persona, a bold new wardrobe, or a fresh creative direction, WWE appears intent on making the Queen's comeback unforgettable. What's your take on Charlotte Flair's imminent return? Who should be her first opponent? Share your thoughts in the comments below. NXT news now, as Stephanie Vaquer kicked off the show by avenging a recent backstage attack from Cora Jade, defeating her in a hard-fought singles match. Jade dominated much of the match, even controlling the action through the commercial break. However, after missing a running knee into the corner, Vaquer seized the opportunity, launching a comeback with an Eat Defeat. From there, she rolled to victory. Following the match, Kalani Jordan charged at Jade, attacking her with a series of cane shots to the body, forcing the heel to flee as the segment came to a close. The match was well executed with the right winner emerging, and it also showcased Jade in her most complete performance since returning from injury. This was an excellent way to open up the show, while also setting the stage for future storylines with Jordan's impactful appearance. More from NXT, as in a stunning turn of events, Lexis King emerged from the December 24th, 2024 episode of NXT as the new Heritage Cup champion, but not without controversy. The shocking finish saw King's cornerman, William Regal, step in after King refused to use brass knuckles during his match against Charlie Dempsey. The bout, tied 0-0 heading into the 4th round, took an unexpected twist when Regal, seemingly frustrated, struck King. The brass knuckles flew into Dempsey's hands, prompting the referee to disqualify the reigning champion. With NXT's rules stating that the Heritage Cup changes hands on a disqualification, King was crowned the new champion. This victory marks King's first reign as Heritage Cup champion, while Dempsey's 132-day reign, highlighted by 2 successful defenses, ended in anticlimactic fashion. King's refusal to use Regal's signature brass knuckles and Regal's drastic intervention adds a new layer of intrigue to their relationship. Fans are already speculating if Regal's actions will cause friction in King's new reign, or if it's part of a deeper strategy. From a creative standpoint, King's controversial path to the title fits his character, but the match itself left much to be desired. While Dempsey dominated with a limb-targeting strategy, King's apparent disregard for the work done on his arm disrupted the flow, leaving the match to fizzle out toward the end. What are your thoughts on Lexis King's contentious title win? Do you believe Regal's interference will backfire, or is this part of a bigger plan? Share your opinions in the comments below. Natalya has finally addressed her heartbreaking loss on the December 23rd episode of WWE Raw. Widely regarded by fans as a deserving contender to make history as the first women's Intercontinental Champion, the Queen of Hearts shared her emotions in a heartfelt Twitter post. In her post, she shared her struggles, saying that while there's so much more she wants to convey, she doesn't know how to express it all. She revealed that every day she wakes up worried she might never reach her full potential, a thought that deeply troubles her. Despite these fears, Natalya assured fans that she would never stop fighting or chasing her dreams. She also took a moment to thank those who have supported her, calling them the best. Her raw and honest message resonated with her fans, who had already voiced their frustration after Natalya's loss to Io Sky in the triple threat match. Sky's win earned her a place in the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament, but many fans felt Natalya was more deserving of the opportunity. Online, fans were vocal about their disappointment, with one insisting that Natalya was the only rightful choice to win the tournament, and another questioning Io Sky's victory, saying Natalya would have added greater credibility to the tournament. Although the tournament continues, Natalya's journey is far from over. Her determination and passion for wrestling continue to inspire her fans, and many are hopeful she'll get another shot to prove herself in the ring. WWE has long been known for organizing special events that highlight important themes or honor specific groups, and Tribute to the Troops stands out as one of the most significant. This event, dedicated to recognizing the brave men and women in the armed forces, has been a staple in WWE's programming. However, its future now seems uncertain. With 2024 coming to a close, no special has been filmed or promoted, indicating that Tribute to the Troops will not take place this year. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer confirmed that the event is effectively canceled for 2024. Meltzer also explained that WWE's packed schedule left little room for the event, and noted its deep ties to Vince McMahon, and suggested that without McMahon leading the charge, Tribute to the Troops has been quietly discontinued, with no formal announcement made. This marks the first year without any Tribute to the Troops programming or events. What do you think about WWE canceling Tribute to the Troops in 2024? Should WWE revive the event, or is it time to move on from this tradition? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Back to NXT, as WWE has provided a troubling update on the condition of rising star Javon Evans, who sustained a horrific injury following a vicious attack. This week on NXT, Evans was on the receiving end of a brutal beatdown from Ethan Page, who completely lost control during a shocking outburst. Page began the episode with an emotional promo discussing his recent struggles and loss of passion for wrestling. When Evans entered the ring and attempted to persuade Page to shed his darker persona, the former NXT champion spiraled, unleashing a brutal assault on the 20-year-old in front of an astonished audience. Page stood over his fallen opponent as Evans received immediate medical attention, coughing up blood after being struck with a chair in the vicious attack. WWE later shared footage of Evans backstage, confirming that he had indeed suffered a horrific injury at the hands of Page. Based on the events of this week's NXT, it's clear that WWE is setting the stage for a fiery rivalry between Ethan Page and Javon Evans in 2025. What do you think about this feud? Who should win and why? Sound off in the comments below. A shot at the NXT Tag Team Championship was on the line in a chaotic Christmas Chaos Fatal 4-Way match featuring the teams of Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, and Channing Lorenzo and Luca Crucifino. This match was a wild, chaotic brawl, packed with plenty of plunder and exciting spots. The action reached a dramatic climax when Santa Claus interfered, taking out NXT North American champion Tony D'Angelo and revealing himself to be Ridge Holland. The distraction allowed Nima and Price to take down Lorenzo and claim the victory. This was a classic holiday-themed brawl, a staple of WWE's tradition at this time of year, but with the added intensity of the high stakes involved in a championship contenders match, Ledger and Walker once again stood out, as they have in recent months, making a potential tag title run seem all but inevitable. For now, however, the prospect of Nima and Price challenging the quicker, high-flying Fraxium is an exciting matchup to look forward to. But what do you think about their upcoming bout? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, Eddie Thorpe is clearly frustrated, all due to the controversial finish of his recent match against NXT champion Trick Williams. Williams, Thorpe, and #1 contender Oba Femi all met in the middle of the ring on NXT, where Williams decided to defend his title against both men in a triple threat match at New Year's Evil on January 7th. Williams had initially been set to defend the title against Femi as a result of Femi's win in the 2024 Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Thorpe tricked Ava into giving him a title match, which led to a controversial double pinfall between Thorpe and Williams. Before the three men's issues boiled over, General Manager Ava came out to make the match official, at which point Oba Femi laid out Thorpe and Williams and then held the WWE NXT title high, possibly foreshadowing the result on January 7th. Major update from Vince McMahon as the former ECW champion isn't staying silent in his ongoing legal battle with Janel Grant. On December 23rd, the former WWE champion made a bold move by officially filing to compel arbitration in the high-profile case. Represented by attorney Jessica T. Rosenberg, McMahon invoked the Federal Arbitration Act to push for private proceedings instead of a public courtroom showdown. Central to McMahon's motion is a January 2022 agreement between him and Grant, reportedly involving a $3 million settlement following their alleged consensual 3-year relationship. McMahon asserts that he only paid $1 million after Grant breached the agreement by filing a public lawsuit. His filing argues that arbitration, not litigation, is the appropriate forum for resolving the dispute. WWE has also entered the fray, with their attorney Daniel J. Toll submitting a similar motion on the same day. WWE requested oral arguments and any additional relief deemed necessary, aligning their stance with McMahon's legal strategy. As McMahon and WWE push to move the case behind closed doors, Grant's legal team has yet to respond, leaving the next development uncertain. Will this legal battle continue to play out publicly, or will McMahon succeed in keeping it under wraps? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. In more WWE news, Chris Jericho has revealed the behind-the-scenes story of a scrapped plan for his legendary feud with CM Punk, which eventually culminated in their memorable match at WrestleMania 28. Their rivalry stands as one of the most talked about storylines of Jericho's WWE career, and now fans can get a glimpse of what might have been. In an interview with Inside the Ropes, Jericho revealed that the original plan involved him knocking Punk out, handcuffing him to the ropes, and tattooing CJ onto Punk's body. To prepare for the segment, Jericho even intended to learn tattooing from a professional artist. When Jericho pitched the idea to Vince McMahon, the WWE chairman initially dismissed it, arguing that Punk already had so many tattoos that one more wouldn't make a difference. Jericho countered, explaining that an unwanted tattoo will feel invasive regardless of how many someone already has. Vince eventually approved the concept, and preparations began. However, the plan was ultimately scrapped due to concerns that the tattoo might bleed excessively and be too graphic for television. Jericho disagreed, noting that tattoos don't bleed much, but the idea was then dropped. Despite this, Jericho and Punk's WrestleMania 28 match became one of the event's highlights, showcasing the incredible chemistry between the two stars. With fans speculating about a potential reunion down the line, their storied rivalry could still have a few more chapters to come. Do you think WWE should have gone ahead with the original plans for Chris Jericho and CM Punk's feud? Share your thoughts in the comments below. More from NXT as former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn made their return to NXT on Tuesday night, facing off against Jacy, Jayne, and Jazmyn Nix of Fatal Influence. Raw superstars Katana Chance and Kayden Carter watched from the audience, and the trio of Shotzi, Tatum Paxley, and Gigi Dolan appeared at ringside in an attempt to negate interference from Women's North American Champion Fallon Henley. The heels dominated most of the match, with Nix and Jayne isolating Dawn and wearing her down. However, a timely hot tag to Fyre sparked a much-needed comeback, and a headbutt from the former champion led to a double down. As the action intensified, tensions flared at ringside between Fallon, Nix, Chance, and Carter, while Dawn and Fyre ultimately secured the victory, pinning Jayne for the win. While the match itself was solid, it earned a strong showcase for the women's tag team division in NXT. All four teams are legitimate title contenders, though the challenge lies in the fact that the gold is currently unified with the main roster titles. Perhaps this could signal a shift, either reintroducing the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship or elevating one of these teams to challenge Bianca Belair and Naomi. Regardless of the outcome, it was refreshing to see so many women involved in a single segment, with each playing an important role rather than simply being included for the sake of it. NXT also saw the tension between Dion, Lennox, and Ashante the Adonis reach its peak on Tuesday night in a one-on-one showdown. Nikita Lyons made her presence felt at ringside while Adonis dictated the pace early on. As Lennox began to mount a comeback, Lyons interfered, placing Adonis's foot on the bottom rope to prevent a pinfall. Moments later, Adonis capitalized with a roll-up to secure the victory, immediately being met by Lyons in celebration. The match itself was solid, though unremarkable in terms of execution, serving more as a backdrop for the developing love triangle between Adonis, Lyons, and Carmen Petrovic. It was a minor storyline moment with no major issues to note. And that's a wrap on NXT for today. For a pre-taped holiday episode, this one was a lot of fun. The women's division delivered strong wrestling, while new tensions, rivalries, and hostilities began to surface, setting the stage for an exciting build-up to New Year's Evil in just 2 weeks. The much-discussed four-way tag match offered a mix of entertaining chaos, and the finish helped further the ongoing rivalry between Holland and D'Angelo. Most of the brand's key rivalries have clear direction, and the world title picture is actively developing. Overall, it's an engaging show, blending entertaining storytelling with top-notch in-ring action as NXT continues to deliver on multiple fronts. Now, it's been over a month since Jade Cargill was found laid out in the parking lot during an episode of SmackDown, leaving fans to wonder who attacked the powerhouse. Naomi has since replaced Jade in her women's tag team title reign with Bianca Belair, and this week, Cargill finally re-emerged on social media for the first time since being taken off of TV. On Twitter, Cargill shared only an image of her face with blood on her cheek and eye, the same injuries she was shown to have after being found on a car windshield. Cargill didn't provide any caption, nor did she name her attacker, and it remains to be seen when Jade, who's reportedly dealing with a very real injury, will be back in the ring. But who do you think attacked Jade? Is Naomi's sudden title win proof that she wrote her friend out of the picture, or is it somebody else? Share your suspicions down in the comments. Since 2019, Dustin Rhodes has been a part of AEW, and after speculation earlier this year, Rhodes has now signed a new contract with the promotion. On social media, Rhodes confirmed a new multi-year deal has been inked and thanked Tony Khan for every opportunity presented to him over the past 5 years. Rhodes is sticking with AEW, though this makes the WWE Hall of Fame less likely for the time being, as the Natural's focus is on what he can bring to AEW and Ring of Honor. Former AEW star Jake Hager, aka Jack Swagger in WWE, is set to reach a major career milestone with his induction into the George Tragos Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. After nearly 2 decades in the wrestling industry, Hager will join the prestigious Hall of Fame class of 2025, as announced by the Tragos Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in Iowa and reported by PW Insider. Before his wrestling career, Hager was a standout athlete at the University of Oklahoma, excelling in both football and wrestling. In 2006, he set a school record with 30 pins in a single season and earned All-American honors after placing 7th at the NCAA Division I Wrestling Championships. Hager began his professional wrestling journey the same year, signing with WWE as Jack Swagger. He later transitioned to AEW in 2019, where he remained until May of this year. Since his AEW departure, Hager has pursued other ventures, though he recently revealed that AEW President Tony Khan wasn't particularly keen on having him in the company. Despite the ups and downs, Hager's impressive amateur wrestling credentials make his induction into the Hall of Fame a natural choice. Fans and wrestling insiders alike recognize his contributions to the sport and the legacy he has built over his career. How do you feel about Jake Hager's upcoming induction into the George Tragos Luthez Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And we're ending with Ric Flair, who often finds himself on WWE programming, and this week, the Nature Boy teased showing up at this week's SmackDown in Tampa's Amalie Arena. The final SmackDown of 2024 will certainly be a show to watch, and will the Nature Boy's style and profile on the blue brand? Fans will have to tune in to find out.